name was Guy.
His name was Guy?
Yeah.
Like Pier 39 security or different security?
I think Pier 39.
Yeah.
We talked about the beginning. It's like, just want to, you know, some people are aggressive or whatever. Just want to make sure you guys are, you know, I'm like, all right. I thought it was all public property out here. It's an interesting. We saw this like.
Oh, it's right there.
Where is
This
it?
one?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. We saw that earlier. I'm like, I don't think the city would like screw a sign into a tree like that.
With like a laminated piece of paper on
So
top
like,
of it.
I don't know. You know, we come out, we bring the positivity.
I apologize for the confusion.
Yeah.
Those are flag poles right there, Pier 39.
Right.
From there to Pier 41, you're going to see the same set of flag poles that's within our property.
Yeah, no, he talked to us all about it, but he
Perfect.
also said we're good to go. So like,
Okay. I'll talk to him.
yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because we've been out here for hours and it's been a super positive day, and we just want to continue doing that.
Thank you.
Really, no reason to like tell us to leave. You know what I mean? It's like we're being
kind of do.
We're being like positive. No, but he was saying like they like when there's people who are attracting. Like, you know, they're not people here right now because we're not playing, but like you came by, you saw how much people were enjoying what we're doing. It's like, oh yeah, you're good to go. That's what he, you know, he's like, they like when people are positive and attractive. They don't like when people are aggressive or whatever.
We're not trying to be aggressive either.
Oh no, I know.
I'll correct him and.
Well, you think he was wrong?
No, we hired them to control our property, so yeah, he's wrong. Very wrong.
Well, that's interesting.
We're his boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him and thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Yep.
To just add to that, we're trying to be symbiotic out here and just present something that's very positive and people enjoy it.
I haven't heard you guys, but if what you guys are saying is true, I really do want you to audition for the Pier. We have musicians in the Pier too.
We just come through here so infrequently that's not really
okay.
like.
I got it.
It's just that you got to think about locations. Like, there's no neighbors right here. I mean, we don't want to go down, and we're too loud to be down. It's like this is just a good spot, and it's not hurting anybody. So like, there's, you know, it seems like it's kind of like an unnecessary hurdle. I know you guys like. Did you like rent this from the city? He was telling us a little bit like it's like
like basically it's from the port. More and South is a company that owns Pier 39 right now, and they rent it from the port.
So the port of San Francisco.
Correct.
It's like from the city. So it's originally it was like a city public property, but then they're renting it.
Yeah.
Okay. When's the lease up? Indefinite?
You gotta keep renewing it.
Yeah. You gotta. I'm just curious. No, I'm just curious, and I appreciate you like talking to this because it's like it is confusing, and when you go out, there's not like again, like
From your perspective,
the
I can
sign,
see that sketchy.
like the sign on the tree. Like, let's be real. Like that looks super.
And I'll tell you who did it. It's the leasing department for Pier 39 that did it. And during that time, it was for the vendors, the hot dog vendors, the alcohol vendors.
Right.
Because PD will not enforce our policy on private property if there's no sign. So at the time, that's what we were trying to do because we were overrun with vendors. And those vendors were not, they don't have permits. And selling alcohol to minors.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, we're certainly not doing that. We're actually not even vending anything. So, you know, we're just out here with music and art. It's free. You know, I don't know if you saw the board over here. Did you see what we got going on that sign?
The full extent, it was just a quick glimpse.
I know. So the full extent would be impressive because there's a lot of information out there. But, you know, trying to just be awareness and, like, talk about some positive solutions we can, like, help promote, like, some more facilitated society than what we have right now for people, for, like, the public, you know? And, like, engaging with that, you know, with the public is pretty important to us, you know? And it does seem like a public space. It does appear, for all intents and purposes, like a public space, and especially like if that's the extent that they've gone to try to demarcate, I would like say you should try a bit harder because that doesn't look very pro at all, and it doesn't look legitimate. It looks like something maybe somebody else tacked up because they wanted to be territorial. That's pretty jank. So I won't harp on that, but like for real. And so I know you guys are out here, like, I know this wasn't, you didn't wake up today going, we're gonna go like screw with these, like, I know you're just like so like on a human level, I love you both. There's no like weird stuff. It is a little frustrating to find yourself in these positions where you're like, people, no, there's never a problem. It's one thing when there's a problem. You'd be like, here's what the problem is. You're blocking the sidewalk, you're causing a disturbance, there's been complaints, someone's hurt, there was alcohol to minors, there's illegal sales happening. We can talk about that. So far, I haven't heard that that's what we're doing or that there's any kind of problem other than just that we're here. Like, right? There wasn't any other problem just in our presence.
Performing.
Just performing is a problem. But you guys have performers and stuff, so like that's
authorized performers versus unauthorized performers. If they have insurance, if they don't have insurance, this is our property. If they get hurt here, the liability's on us too because it's on private property.
It's interesting. You guys took a big liability out by doing that, considering everybody just rolls around out here. I mean,
Especially on scooters.
oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
But thank you for your time, and
yeah,
I don't mean to take up any more.
What's up?
I don't mean to take up any more of your
No,
time.
and that's cool. And like, here's what we're thinking. Let me just communicate with you a little bit, just to be transparent. We're pretty much getting ready to wrap up. We were probably going to play a couple more songs.
Okay.
And then we're not really planning on coming back through here regularly. We haven't been here in a couple years.
Oh, like 5.
You know? And I don't mean to say that like, don't worry, you'll never see us again. You may well see us again, and we may continue to have the conversation, but like, there's a part of me inside my human that has a hard time just being like, well, I guess our last song already happened now. So we're probably gonna play a couple more songs, and like, if you guys want to call the police, get all, you know, you want to take it to a crazy level, that's on you. We're not gonna be here that late tonight. So like, it's up to you how much you want to push this, you know. But like, we're not ready to totally be done. I think it's totally reasonable to just, we're hearing that our performance isn't, unless you're telling me that it is a problem in some legitimate way, that other than just that we are performing, then I'd be open to discussing that. But like, there's no other problem.
May I ask you?
Yeah.
When are you gonna be finished?
Well, our meter goes till like 9:45 or 10. But I don't think we're gonna be here that late. It looks like it's getting kind of quiet. Does it get busier out here on Saturday? Or is there like a little more people that come? Or
I think some people are maybe forming a protest.
oh, really?
Yeah, for that one guy that died after the 5 cops beat him.
Oh my God! I didn't hear about that.
Nichols?
That was here in
Really? No,
No, it was in Memphis.
Tennessee.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That
Well, no, I
happened
did.
recently, and
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
downtown, and I don't know, there are some people telling us to be careful, be on their toes in case they patrol this way, or if they're still forming downtown by City Hall, we don't know. But it's happening this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm all for
Some-
peaceful protest. That's important, you know, so that's good. A good thing. It's too bad what had happened.
It started yesterday at downtown. I don't know if they're continuing today and tomorrow too.
Okay. Well, it seems like it's getting quiet. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll play it by ear, but like,
What songs do you play? Is it all original or covers?
mostly. Yeah, mostly. Yeah. Our band's called The Time Is Now. We put our contact there on the thing. You're welcome to check us out.
We'll come back.
For sure. It's a deep rabbit hole.
We'll come back to listen.
Right on. Right on. Take care. My name's Alex, by the way.
Tommy and
Joff.
Tommy and Patrice. That's Joff.
Nice to meet you both.
Pleasure to meet you both. I appreciate you being cordial. Let's get a shot of what we're working with out here. You know, it's too bad because earlier we actually lost footage of us talking with the other security guard there that came by, and had a whole conversation with him too, and we don't have that footage because the camera got messed up. But anyway, it was already a thing early day. And this was the sign in question. This is what they've tacked to the tree out here, this Pier 39. This is their idea of establishing their legitimate quote-unquote ownership, at least temporarily or indefinitely, of this public space. And I don't know why that's all chain linked off. It's a unique situation out here. And we've been out here all day playing, as probably there's no need for me to narrate. If you've watched any of this far, that would be obvious. But I guess it just is important to like maybe include this as part of this, what we're showing to people, because this is something we've dealt with for years. And you know, if you decided to go digging on the internet a little deeper, you might see some of the other things that we've run into as far as that goes. Law enforcement, fake law enforcement, private law enforcement, whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of forms of stuff that goes rolling around with badges on and tries to tell people things, different things. Sometimes they don't always line up, and it's just it's a continual frustration for people like us that want to come out, express themselves, artists, musicians, street performers, all of that kind of thing. You know, the guy earlier who was talking to this private security, he's talking about the Bushman down the road. And there's, you know, this is This is how we keep it going, is to be able to come out and do it. And if we continually get squashed and run around, you know, the guy earlier, when we talked to him, he initially was like, yeah, you can't be, and we just kept talking. He was like, well, if you, and it was this whole thing. And then it's like, there's this weird gray area, and I don't know. I mean, he kind of talked about it right there. He's like, the police won't enforce it unless there's a sign up. So I guess this fucking sign is now the police will go, well, I guess it says. If that's the kind of the way they're running shit in this town, you know, whatever. It's par for the course, I guess. But I'm sure I'll heavily edit my little fucking rant here, but this is all part of the conversation. This is all part of, you know, let's just focus on this one for a second. I don't think we've given this much FaceTime. Lakewood, New Jersey. This was an article from a few months ago, August 8th, 2022, from the Asbury Park Press. Lakewood, New Jersey cut down all the trees in their town square because, quote unquote, homeless people, as they call them, you know, were there in amounts just present. Kind of like he said here, just you're here. Not really that you're a problem, just that you're here. And so this is all kind of related, and it's something that might be invisible to people who just go out and see street performance and are just glad when they see it, but never really realize that in a lot of ways we get fucked with a lot. And Joff and I have, like, we've been arrested a bunch of times protesting. We've really, like, you know, been willing to, like, deal with that to a degree that a lot of people, they're not able to. Like, they have kids, they have things where it's like, it oftentimes is effective when they come along and they just go, hey, you know, you just gotta see the flag, this is, and people are like, oh, okay, I don't want a problem. And it unfortunately is all too effective in running people out. And when you go walk down a street and you don't see anyone there, that might actually be the reason why. Somebody might have come and tried to be there, and then some private security card comes along and goes, ba 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 ba, whatever it might be. Whatever ordinance got cooked up that's probably bogus and unconstitutional, whatever vague, nebulous, private, public, they're leasing the space from the city, what the fuck ever. Like, does that mean we can't share art out here now? Like, what is that? What does that even mean? Is there a crime happening? You know, and I get it. I get the public-private property thing. It's a thing. I'm not even getting into that. It's just frustrating, and it is not helping the culture of street performers, artists, musicians, and people that like to come out and share our humanity with each other. And there's a reason I'm doing this. It's because I think it's important. It's because we come out and we have tons of interactions with people. We learn new things, we teach them things. It's a circle of fucking life. Let's make the biggest cliche ever. Truly though, and that's why I keep doing this. That's why we keep doing this. Is that shit's real, man, and we're not gonna stop doing it. But these kind of things don't make it any easier. And for people that aren't able to risk certain things or getting all their equipment impounded or something, you know, they want to impound this and take it, you know, we've done it before. And because this is not something that we just back down on. This is, we don't have anything left if we don't have the ability to just go out into public and be around each other other than just fucking shopping, you know? We don't have anything left as a culture. What do we have? Corporate bullshit and just nothing else. And infrastructure, just infrastructure. Look at this fucking infrastructure. Wow, some infrastructure. What is it for? What is all this for? You know, is it just to get from point A to point B in our house and our job and the grocery store and shit? Or is there something more here that can fucking be happening? And, you know, obviously it's a loaded question, but this is where we're at. And, you know, they were cool, and they'll probably leave us alone now because, you know, I'm like, hey, if you want to call the police and put, they'll probably be like, well, shit, they probably, let's just not deal with it. And so they probably will leave us alone now. But other people who might not be as like, well, hey, what's really going on? They end up just packing up and going away. And then when you walk down the street, there's just nothing there but this instead. And there's plenty of that. There's plenty of that. Look at this fucking space. Oh, you guys are present. Look at us out here. Oh, wow. Wow, we're so in the fucking way. We're just so in the way. Wow, nobody can, oh, geez. That's such a disruption. We might be blocking the view of this chain link fence, you know? Look at this space. I know this is ridiculous, but like, you know, what else are you gonna do? It's either this or not sleep tonight. This is their Pier 39 flags they point to. They think they own everything over there. And whatever, yeah, I know, leases happen. I'm not saying that's it's like whatever. It sucks that the city decided to just lease this whole area to this private company. I mean, that's the real issue. Who the fuck in the city council or whoever in the city government signed off on that? You know what? You know what we should do? Let's just lease all this public space to a private company and let them run that, even though this is a place where potentially anyone from the world could come and visit. 8 billion people or whatever it is now. This is still a public space. There's no fence, there's no sign, there's a fucking piece of wilted plywood screwed to a tree down there. And that's what they're doing with their entire operation. And there they are down there. I don't even know if you can see that. It's ridiculous. I know blocking a sidewalk or being a disruption or actual issues, I wouldn't try and do that. But like when you're not, you've done everything you can to mitigate it. There's no other options left then. It's just like, you know, go somewhere else. And we will, and there's lots of places to go. But anyway. Let's play the new one again. Okay.